What's up, Juventini? Alberto here. Got all your Juventus news. All right, Victor Boniface rumors continue to swirl around Juventus. We'll take a look at the latest details there. Kean suffers an injury setback. Is it time for Yildiz to shine? We'll take a look at that and everything else Max Allegri gives us in the press conference ahead of the match tomorrow against Genoa. All right, like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is the AJC. Let's rock. First things up, contract extensions. Alexandro Mirko Di Natale says there are absolutely no meetings set to renew the player, and he does have interest from clubs abroad. This should be it for Alexandro. Guys, I have PTSD over this, and to be honest, I'll believe it when I see it. But as far as Gleison Bremer goes, he is approaching the finalization of his renewal to 2028, and it's right in the parameters of what we were hearing. We heard it would be wrapped up sometime mid to late December, and here we are. So expect that one to go down any day now. As far as next Juventus head scout Tonozzi, now sporting director at Granada, he is trying to bring in Dean Huijsen for the second half of the season. Now, I got to ask a question to all of you. Would you loan Dean Huijsen out for the second half of the season to Granada? Or would you keep things status quo as he is, remaining with the first team to train with us, get minutes, maybe, hopefully here and there, and still be able to continue with Juve Next Gen at the same time? Or would you send him out? For me, I don't know if I see a massive benefit on a 6-month loan over to Granada rather than staying with us in our first team. But everybody knows I would be playing him over Sandro even for those sparing minutes here and there. But I am not the manager. I am not the coach. So maybe guaranteed minutes at another club would be more beneficial. But I am leaning towards keeping him around this group, what we've got going on right now. And I think there's some value there even to be around what we're trying to do and accomplish this season. So for me, I'd keep. Let me know what you would do in the comment section. Now, we get to the big rumor of the day is coming from Gazzetta, and that is that Victor Boniface is the guy Juve has decided on that they want to be their next striker. Scoring 14 goals in 20 games so far, absolutely ripping it apart. And Gazzetta has to throw in that small little detail, only if they sell Vlahovic. Well, no kidding. All right. Now, as far as Vlahovic goes, the extension discussions apparently continue, but there is reports of this large gap between what the team wants to do and what the player wants to see done. So, again, not a lot going on there. Seems to be very, very slow moving with that contract extension. And you can bet, based on the figures that are involved there, it's going to affect other business and probably slowing Juve down on some other players, namely Federico Chiesa. As far as this striker move, this rumor, I'm not going to take a whole bunch into it because Vlahovic's future is what's at question and nobody knows what is going to happen there. One day you get rumors that there is interest in Vlahovic. The others you hear that there's not much interest in him for the money that Juve would require to sell him. I believe that if Vlahovic hit the market, there would be a team coming in to purchase him. All right. Here's the thing. We know that the frustrations are there with our strike force. You've got Vlahovic and Chiesa only on one combined goal over 2.5 months, okay? Obviously, that can't happen. It needs to be better. However, they have had opportunities. They have 14 big chances missed between the two of them. Vlahovic responsible for 7 on his own. Do they need to be more ruthless, more cutthroat? Absolutely. However, they have bought in to the collective and what is good for the group, what is good for the team. So you are seeing intangibles in their play showing up that don't show up on stat sheets that they have bought in. The celebration of no matter who scores the goals, coming through their body language and everything. They bought in. This whole team has bought in. All right. And I showed the statistics over what happened in 2011-2012 season where the goals were spread out and distributed rather evenly amongst the team. Right now, hey, if we get these guys rolling and scoring the way they did at the beginning of the season, that is going to be bonus for us, okay? That's luxury for us. Right now, we're getting by without, but yeah, we do need to get these guys firing. I think tomorrow against Genoa proves a great opportunity for both of them to break their ducks. But if you're going to ask me, and I'm going to ask all of you, if this opportunity was in front of you to sell Vlahovic and bring in Victor Boniface, yes or no, are you making that move? For me, it's too early in the season for me to completely write off Dusan Vlahovic. So I'm going to be very lame in my answer and say no for now. All right, no for now. I want to see what happens in the season's entirety for Dusan Vlahovic, as well as a lot of other players around Juventus. But hit me in the comments with what you would do in that hypothetical scenario, all right? Now, we get to Max's press conference ahead of the game tomorrow, all right? And we've got a lot to talk about. But first up, there was something that was very, very funny, and I think it sheds a little more light on that relationship between Bonucci and Allegri, all right? Because he was asked about Giorgio Chiellini, obviously, in his retirement, and Max had nothing but great things to say and said, I believe he'll succeed no matter what his next adventure is. Then asked about Bonucci immediately after, says, I don't know what his future is going to be. I think he wants to be a coach. Do I think he can do it? Maybe. I'm not really sure. So high praise for Chiellini, and no doubts he'll succeed in whatever he does, but maybe Bonucci will be good at it. I don't know. Hilarious. Always just those two, oil and water, Bonucci and Allegri. Now, we get to the goods about the game going in tomorrow to Genoa. And you've got Max always saying we have to be wary of our opponents. So again, showing respect to Genoa, saying we have to be wary of them. I will say this, Genoa is better at home than they have been on the road this year, but they do not score a lot of goals. All right, they're at 1 goal a game, I believe, on average, and conceding slightly more than that. I don't expect them to break Juventus, but of course, the games are played on the pitch. Anything can happen, but I expect a clean sheet from Juventus tomorrow. Now, he says Rabiot is good to go. We had concerns about his knock suffered against Napoli. He's good to go. Moise Kean, though, out of nowhere, shut down for 3 to 4 weeks, all right? So he shut down, but Yildiz, we're all thinking the same thing. Yildiz, time to shine, right? Max Allegri says now there is more space for him, and he is growing a lot. Inject this into my veins, all right? So Max has been very consistent about keeping it fresh up top, substituting both Vlahovic and Chiesa when he has to, or Moise Kean when he's playing up there with Chiesa, and switching up the two forwards. With Moise Kean out now, Kean and Yildiz should be up there on deck and should be getting more minutes, and I am excited for this. Remember last season when we needed injury to get Fagioli in there, and then Fagioli started contributing and making a big difference in the balance to our game? Maybe, just maybe, Kean and Yildiz can provide a spark up top where we need more goals. Let's go. We should be seeing more of the young phenom, and I can't wait for that, all right? In terms of the attack in general, Max Allegri says he is happy with the attackers. Dusan especially, as he's been putting in complete performances, all right? Talking again about the intangibles, helping the group out and everything. Can't really disagree. And last, he says Miretti, asked about Miretti and why all of a sudden he's not on the team sheets. Allegri says technical choices have been made. However, he is still an important player for us. So Miretti in the rotation, but no doubt Locatelli, Rabiot, and McKennie seems to be the 1A option for Max Allegri now, and Cambiaso playing a big part of that as he is locked down right wing back role. We know Timothy Weah should be on the squad list tomorrow, but now he's going to be battling Cambiaso for those minutes. Guys, I'm jacked up for this game tomorrow, all right? We got to keep the streak going and keep these 3 points coming. I think we will, but you guys know where to be live, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time as we get hyped up for this game right here tomorrow. Hope to see you all there. As always, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the content with your friends, all right? Let everyone know what's happening here at the AJC and tell them to subscribe as well, but hit me in the comments with everything you think on the news you just heard. Can't wait to see you all in the live tomorrow. As always, fino alla fine, forza Juve, ciao tutti.